Let's talk a little bit about New York City. Um, when you look at what's happened, I mean, you're from Jersey, right? Originally?
I'm from New Jersey. My brother lives in the city. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so if he lives in the city, he's working in the city. What's he saying about the city? In New York City, I think basically like all of New York State has like the same GDP as like Russia. So New York City must have like like 75 to 80% of that. What's happening to New York City? Literally where so many of us have our like 401ks and things invested in the stock market. Some people are taking it out and putting it into cryptocurrency, which is probably the smartest move you can do right now. But yeah, how goes New York City? How goes the markets?
Yeah, New York City, there's definitely a shift. COVID caused a lot of people to move out of the city. I know, at least in Tampa, I increasingly see more and more people from New York State in New York City. People are moving out. Earlier in the year, there was I think Miami and places in Florida were almost sort of tempting businesses to move, or financial centers, et cetera, to move. You're seeing now, that's why you're seeing a lot of progressives push for eliminating restoring the SALT deduction. We're limiting state, we're allowing you to write off your the high state and local taxes you pay, right? Because they realize they're losing citizens. A lot of citizens are getting fed up. Crime's rising in New York City and other cities. The cost of living's a problem. You now have vaccination, just issues. New York City's recently gone into sort of like a mini little lockdown again. I think it's becoming less attractive, which is why you're seeing progressives in New York State, as well as California, et cetera. In many ways, they're trying to cut out their competition, right, of the more lower tax, freer states like Texas and Florida, by spreading some of their citizens there, but then pushing to have various regulations extended there, et cetera, to make those relatively less attractive. It's the exact same thing we see with the corporate income tax. Biden is pushing for higher corporate income taxes around the world because he wants to raise our corporate income tax. So he doesn't want us to become less competitive around the world. New York is doing a similar thing, or at least pushing for a similar thing. This could be, I think, the beginning of, at least, that city used to be one of the most elite cities in the United States, if not the most. DC, New York City, San Francisco, LA. Slowly but surely, I think other cities in Texas, Florida, et cetera, are kind of gaining ground. And I'm interested to see what New York City will look like in a decade. It could come back, but it also could not.